evening session in English. Hare Krishna. So, yesterday, okay, I didn't share. Okay. So, yesterday we have completed up to verse number 21. So, today we will start with verse number 22 onwards of chapter 10. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Shaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudire Nishtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Ruttama Shloke Bhaktar Bhavati Naishtagi Mukam Karodi Vachalam Pangum Langede Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Sri Gurum Dinadarinam Sri Chaitanyamishwaram Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanachalakya Chachurumilidam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stabidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahyam Dadanti Subhadandigam Vandeham Sri Gurum Sri Udapadagamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagarjadam Sahana Raghunadhanidam Dam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadudam Varjana Sagidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahana Lilada Sri Vishakhanyatam Sham He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagalpade Govesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namastude Taptakanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanasude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpataribhyecha Kripa Sindhubhya Vajapatidanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nidhi Namane Namaste Saraswate Deva Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vachadya Deshadharine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhagavatam Namacharya Padaya Dagutane Krikapata Namacharya Padaya Dagurupadaye Gurehadadam Dhamma Vidamadani Asai Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Welcome once more all devotees. So we will start with the verse number 22 today, chapter 10, entitled The Pastimes of the Supreme Lord Rāmacandra. Hare Krishna. Translation. Okay. Verse number 22. Ramastamaha Purushada Purishayannaha Kanda Samaksha Masatavahridita Shobate Tektatrapasya Phalamadya Jugubsidasya Yachami Kala Iva Karturalam Kriti Relamkyaviryaha Ramastamaha Purushada Purishayannaha Kanda Samakshamasama Asadabhridha Shobate Tyekta Trabasya Phalamadya Jugubsidasya Yachami Kala Iva Karturalankhyaviryaha. Translation purported by His Divine Grace Abhicharanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Lord Ramacandra said to Ravana, "You are the most abominable of the man-eaters. Indeed, you are like their stool. You resemble a dog, for as a dog steals eatables from the kitchen in the absence of the householder. In my absence, you kidnapped my wife, Sita Devi. Therefore, As Yamaraja punishes sinful men, I shall also punish you. You are most abominable, sinful, and shameless. Today, therefore, I, whose attempt never fails, shall punish you. Hare Krishna. Translation once more. Lord Ramacandra said to Ravana, you are the most abominable of the man-eaters. Indeed, you are like their stool. You resemble a dog, for as a dog steals eatables from the kitchen in the absence of the householder. In my absence, you kidnapped my wife, Sita Devi. Therefore, as Yamaraja punishes sinful men, I shall also punish you. You are most abominable, sinful, and shameless. Today, therefore, I whose attempt never fails, shall punish you. Hare Krishna. Purport. Silpapat ki jai. Nacha Daivat Param Balam. No one can surpass the strength of the transcendence. Ravana was so sinful and shameless that he did not know that the result would be of kidnapping Mother Sita, the pleasure potency of Ramacandra. This is the disqualification of the Rakshasas. Asatyam, asatyam, apradishtam te jagad ahur anishwaram. The Rakshasas are unaware that the Supreme Lord is the ruler of the creation. They think that everything has come about by chance or accident and that there is no ruler, king, or controller. Therefore, the Rakshasas act independently as they like, going even so far as to kidnap the goddess of fortune. This policy of Ravana's is extremely dangerous for the materialists. Indeed, it brings ruin to the materialistic civilization. Nonetheless, because atheists are Rakshasas, they dare to do things that are most abominable, and thus they are punished without fail. Religion consists of the orders of the Supreme Lord, and one who carries out these orders is religious. One who fails to carry out the Lord's orders is irreligious, and he is to be punished. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Raji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
So, my humble obeisances to all assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. So, we are discussing about the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. Of course, we have the elaborate Ramayan, Valmiki Ramayan. In Tamil also there is Kamba Ramayan. So, the poet Kamba, he has composed very famous Kamba Ramayan. So, like that, there are many versions of Ramayan. Very detailed about the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra and his Leela and his lineage, everything is there. But here, Sukadeva Goswami is giving a short summary of what happened. This entire thing is describing to Parikshit Maharaj in very short. So here is describing what Lord Ramachandra said to Ravana. So here Lord Ramachandra is chastising Ravana, is firing Ravana, saying that you are the most abominable of man-eaters. Indeed, you are like their stool. Not only mean man-eaters, you are like their stool. And you resemble like a dog. Why is comparing to dog? Because for a dog steals eatables from the kitchen in the absence of the householder. So like you can see the dog or cat, when the householder is not there, it enters quietly and steals and runs away. So like that, in my absence, you have kidnapped my wife Sita Devi. Therefore, Yamarajas punishes sinful men. I shall also punish you. We already discussed how Yamaraj punishes. There are different kinds of hell. After the living entity who are very sinful, they are taken to this Narakaloka. and different kind of hell according to different kind of sin, they are punished accordingly. So there are 28 different kinds of hellish planetary system below the Patala Loka. So here I shall also punish you. You are the most abominable, sinful and shameless. This is the word using abominable, also sinful, also shameless. Today, therefore, I, whose attempt never fails, shall punish you. So here the Lord already says, whatever the Lord attempts, that will never get failed. So that's what Prabhupada is mentioning the purport also. Nacha Daivat Parambalam. So the strength of the Lord, nobody can surpass the strength of the Lord. Parambalam means, so nobody can be stronger than the Lord. So we know that, the Bhagavan definition, Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yasya Shriya Jnana Vairagya. There are 6 affluences of the Lord, which nobody can surpass him. Either in beauty, nobody can be more beautiful than the Lord, or nobody can be more, like renunciation, like that. There are 6. One of the affluences of the Lord is, nobody can be powerful or stronger than the Lord. So that is the here, Nacha Daivat Parambalam. So nobody can, Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill when he was just 7 years old. So nobody can surpass the strength of the transcendence. That's why Lord Ramacandra says, whose attempt never fails. So Prabhupada writes here, Ravana was so sinful and shameless that he did not know what the result would be: kidnapping of Mother Sita, the pleasure potency of Ramacandra. So there are people from beginning of creation. So there are people who believe in God, and there are people who do not believe in God. People who are believing in God, what they do? They will not do any sinful activity, because stealing or this thing, because they know God is there, he will punish, they will get suffering for their sin. But those who believe that there is no God, atheist we can say, they don't care for anything, because they know there is no higher, they believe that there is no higher power. So here also Ravana is thinking nothing will happen, I am the most powerful person, who can ask me? So like that he can do whatever he wants. He is kidnapping Mother Sita. This is a disqualification of Rakshasas. Prabhupada mentions this is a disqualification, because they actually do not know what is the result of violating the dharma. They do not know that. And Prabhupada quotes here, anybody knows from where this one? Asatyam pratishtam te jagat ahur anishwaram. From where this sloka is quoted? Asatyam apratishtam te.
Sudarshan
Sorry,
Prabhuji.
Prabhu. Which one?
No, Sudarshan Prabhuji is there.
This is 16th chapter.
Uh-huh.
Divine and demonic, where the demonic qualities are mentioned. The 16th chapter is actually the divine and the demonic qualities, Bhagavad Gita. In that, this verse is there, Asatyam, Apratishtam. This is explaining about the qualities of the demonic people. Krishna is telling, these are the qualities of the demonic people. Sudarshan Prabhu would like to add something?
No, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. We'll go ahead, Prabhu.
Yes. Okay. So, Asatyam means they are not truthful. And they think this world, there is no, like Jagatahur, nobody is there in a higher power. The Rakshasa are unaware of the Supreme Lord, is the ruler of the creation. Okay. So this is the main thing. They are thinking that there is no one to control us. We are the controllers. Because I have too much money, I may think that I am controlling everything. Like that in material world also, there is Ravana's example from the scripture. In modern times also, people who have too much money, power, somebody is in the good position politically, and they have too much money. So that false ego will come up. When the false ego is, inflated because of the power and position and because of money, they think that they can manipulate many things in the world. Because, they say with the power of money, you can do anything in this world. Material world is like that. So they may think like that, okay, I have so much of money, and, so they think like that. Many people are there. With money, I can do anything. So modern days also, there are people who are thinking in this same thing, that this whole world is under my control because I have so much of power and position. So I can do anything. So the Rakshasas are unaware of that Supreme Lord is the ruler of creation. But actually what happens in this world, whatever we may have powerful, without Krishna's sanction, nothing can happen in this world. Anything, whatever happens, When without Krishna's sanction, nothing can happen. They think that everything has come about by chance or accident, and there is no ruler, king, or controller. So this atheist or Rakshasas or the demonic people, they think that this world, everything came by an accident. Sometimes there are scientists who believe that. Some modern scientists, they believe that everything has come by chance or accident. So there is no higher power, there is no controller. So therefore, what happens when you have this belief system? According to your belief system, your activities also will change. Now somebody is believing in God, Supreme Lord. His activities will be different. See, as soon as we are convinced about Krishna's existence, what we are doing, we are following. Dyutam Panam Striya Suna. So Krishna is saying these four things are adharma. Meat eating, illicit sex, intoxication, and gambling. So those who are actually, devotees, they refrain from these things because they know that these are sinful things and we are not supposed to engage in those things. So because of our belief system, we are following this. So, but the atheist belief system is different. They are thinking that there is nobody to control. My life is to just enjoy. So therefore, they act as independently. As much they go that they can kidnap the goddess of fortune. So that is there. So Ravana went up to the extent that even he kidnapped the goddess of fortune. This policy, this same belief system, this policy of Ravana is extremely dangerous for materialists. So Prabhupada is giving a warning here. What is that warning? This policy, like we are thinking that there is no controller, it's extremely dangerous for the materialist. Even the modern ways as Kali Yuga progresses, of course, now we can see many people are believing in the Lord. They are chanting, they are very religious, very pious. We can see now, but this is only starting of Kali Yuga. But as Kali Yuga will progress more and more, we can gradually see the shift. People will slowly lose faith in God and they think that material world is everything. And their science and technology, by that they can actually manipulate everything. But time to time we get reminder when there is a natural disaster, our science and technology is not helping us. We are seeing now every year there is a disaster around the world, a major disaster we can say. Time to time the nature is reminding us that we are not the controllers. But the modern education system and the way the science and technology is progressing, we may have a false notion that we are the controllers. So that's why Prabhupada is giving the warning here. This policy of Ravana is extremely dangerous for the materialist. A materialist means who is thinking that matter is everything. That's called materialist. So whoever having this policy, that is very, very dangerous for this world. Indeed, it brings ruin to the materialistic civilization. What will be the result of that policy? It brings ruin to the materialistic civilization. Example, we can see there are powerful people, like powerful empires like Roman Empire. Even once upon a time, the British Empire was very famous. They said the sun never sets in the British Empire, no? So because they were conquering all over the world, every country was under their control. But today, they have no control over any country. They are only in their own country. So Roman Empire, they were very powerful. Alexander the Great, he was very powerful. Finally, when Alexander the Great, he got, like kind of malaria, he called the doctors. He was having, they say the word itself, Alexander the Great means he conquered almost all the country and everything was under his control. But one day he was affected, just a mosquito made his life very miserable. He got malaria. Those days there was no treatment. So he called the doctors, please save me. The doctor said, no, we cannot save you because you may leave for 10 days, 15 days. He said, no, I want to go and see my mother. The doctor said, sorry, sir, you cannot go because you will die before going. So that time he said, whenever I am going, he said, I have conquered everything in this world. That's why I am called Alexander the Great. But now today I am in a situation, I am helpless. Nobody can save me. So that means I want to give the lesson to this world. When I should be stretched outside the coffin. So he was saying he's saying this because the world should know, the doctors when they are carrying the coffin, even though I had doctors, they were not able to save my life. Let the world know. And when I am keeping my hand outside the coffin, they know that my hand is empty. So even though I conquered the entire many countries, I am not taking with me anything. So this is the harsh reality of this material world. We may leave this world at any time, and we may go empty. We will go empty-handed. So this kind of materialistic mindset is actually not favorable for to be. It's a very dangerous philosophy. But anyhow, even though whatever we speak, atheist will be atheist only. They will not change. Whatever we argue, still, atheist cannot be easily convinced also. We will only just waste our time. So that's a proper writing here. Nonetheless, because atheists are Rakshasas, they dare to do anything that they are most abominable. And thus they are punished without fail. So even you can see sometimes they say adrenaline. Adrenaline means some people they are dare to do, some people jump from the mountain. Sometimes when we see that, we are thinking how they are able to do all these things, what they can do. Like that, atheists, they are not worried about sinful reaction or I will suffer. Don't bother. They dare to do things that are most abominable. And because of that, what will happen? They are punished without fail. So religion consists of the orders of the Supreme Lord. Dharmam tu Shakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. Yamaraj says to Yamadutas that what is religion? Dharmam tu Shakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. Whatever the orders laid by the Supreme Lord, that is actually called as religion. Whatever we say, Hindu religion, Christian religion, or Muslim religion, there are some codes to be followed. There are certain days to be fasted. Today's Ekadasi, we are fasting. So because this is from the scripture, so that is the order of the Supreme Lord. On Ekadasi, we should fast. So when we are fasting, the Lord becomes happy because we are following the Lord's order. Same way, like a parent is actually giving some instruction to the children. When the children is following that instruction, the parents become very happy. So same way, whatever order the Lord is giving, when we are following, the Lord becomes very happy. And that order is called the religion. Dharmam tu Shakshat Bhagavad Pranitam. And there are people, of course, who will not follow this order. They are called as irreligious. Who are following, they are called as religious. One who fails to carry out the Lord's order is actually irreligious. And he is to be punished. So this is the conclusion. Whoever is not following the Lord's order actually is considered as irreligious and he is to be punished. So like any company, if you go, there are rules and regulations to be followed. If you don't follow the rules and regulations, they will remove. First, they will give warning letter. And if you repeatedly do, they will remove from the company. Like that, this world also, Krishna, when he has created all this Jivatma, when he created all these living entities, he has given certain orders how to live in this world through Bhagavad Gita, through Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. When we follow that, we are under the protection of the Lord. Devi Prakriti. Devi Prakriti. But when we don't follow, then we come under this material energy and they will be definitely sure to be punished. This is the conclusion of the scripture, of the conclusion of the spiritual guru also. So that is our understanding.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji, anything to add? Sudarshan Vasudev Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. No, we can, any doubts like devotees can ask. Otherwise, we can go ahead.
Okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I read?
Please wait, Mataji. We'll ask about the doubts because Prabhu has explained many points. So devotees want to ask anything, clarification or addition if somebody want. Because Rāmacaritam is so purifying. So, if no doubts, no comments, we can. Vinodri Mataji can please.
Verse number 23.
Yeah. Vrindavane Sri Vinodri Mataji can read it.
Text 23. Evam Shipan Dhanushi Sandhida Mulsarjaha Banam Sa Vrajamiha Tada Adhyadayam Vibade So Asurgaman Dashamukair Mukair Nyapata Divimana Manada Hedi Jalpadi Jane Sugridiva Ritaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. After this rebuking Ravana, Lord Ramacandra fixed an arrow to his bow aimed at Ravana and released the arrow, which pierced Ravana's heart like a thunderbolt. Upon seeing this, Ravana's followers raised a thumb lotus sound, crying, "Alas, alas, what has happened? What has happened?" As Ravana, vomiting blood from his 10 mouths, fell from his airplane just as a pious man falls to earth from the heavenly planets when the results of his pious activities are exhausted. Can I read purport also?
Yes, madam.
Purport. In Bhagavad Gita 9.21, it is said, Krishna Punye Martya Loga Vishandi, when the
Chine
result of
punye.
Chine
Chine.
punye.
Chinam means exhausting, finishing, reducing. Chine punye. Punyam. When it becomes chinam.
Shine Punye Martya Logam Vishandi. When the result of their pious activities are exhausted, those who have enjoyed in the heavenly planets fall again to earth. The fruity activities of this material world are such as whether one acts wisely or impiously, one must remain within the material world according to different conditions, for neither pious nor impious action can relieve one from Maya clutches of repeated birth and death somehow or other. Ravana was raised to an exalted position as the king of a great kingdom with all material opulences, but because of his sinful act of kidnapping Mother Sita, all the result of his pious activities were destroyed. If one offends an exalted personality, especially the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one certainly becomes most abominable effect of the result of pious activities. One must fall down like Ravana and other demons. It is therefore advised that one transcend both pious and impious activities and remain in the pure state of freedom from all designations. Sarvopadi vinimuktam tada
Tatparatvena.
Nirmalam. When one is fixed in devotional service, he is above the material platform. On the material platform, there are higher and lower positions, but when one is above the material platform, he is fixed in a spiritual position. As Gunan Samdit Samaditya Samadityayitan Brahma Bodhaya Kalpade. Ravana or those like him may be very powerful and opulent in this material world, but theirs is not a secure position because, after all, they are bound by the results of their karmana daiva netrena. We should not forget that we are completely dependent on the laws of nature. प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि गुणै कर्मणि सर्वसः अहङ्कार विमूढात्मा कर्तहमिति मन्यते. The bewildered spirit soul, under the influence of the three modes of material nature, thinks himself the doer or activities that are actually carried out by nature. That means Bhagavad Gita 3.27. One should not be proud of one's exalted position and act like Ravana, thinking oneself independent of material nature's laws. Hare Krishna, thank you all.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here we can see Lord Ramachandra kills Ravana. That is his verse actually. Sukadeva Goswami is saying how Lord Ramachandra Bhagavan Ramacandra, how he killed Ravana. He fixed an arrow to his bow, aimed at Ravana, and released the arrow, which pierced Ravana's heart like a thunderbolt. Upon seeing this, Ravana's followers raised a tumultuous sound, crying, "Alas, alas, what has happened? What has happened?" As Ravana, vomiting blood from his 10 mouths, fell from his airplane, just as a pious man falls to the analogy is given, just as a pious man falls to the earth from the heavenly planets when the results of his pious activities are exhausted. So the final climax is mentioned here, how Lord Ramacandra killed Ravana by using his bow and arrow. He pierced his heart like a thunderbolt. So the analogy is given is, Prabhupada mentions the analogy in the verse actually, Bhagavad Gita 9.21. Shine punye martya lokam vishanti. So when our pious activities results are exhausted, those who have enjoyed in the heavenly planets fall again to earth. So here in this material world, we have 14 planetary system as per our scriptures. So those who are doing a lot of pious activities, normally without scriptural understanding, we think that if you do pious activities, it is very good. Like we are feeding people, we are giving a lot of donation. Normally we are thinking it is good. But the scripture says that it is giving pious result. Pious result means punya. It will give you punya. But punya will not take you to Vaikuntha. It cannot take you to Vaikuntha. Only bhakti can take you to Vaikuntha. Punya, where it can take you to the higher planets, where the enjoyment is higher grade. So it is like we are working in a company and we are, having some amount in a bank. Then after that, we are going for a vacation. We are going to another country. So, and then where we go there, we stay there 10 days, 20 days. Then whatever our saved money, we are spending there happily with the family. And once the money is exhausted, we are catching a return plane and coming back to our same place. So like that, this Shine Punya Martya Loka Mission, even when we are doing lot of Punya activities, that is getting accumulated in this life. We are seeing many people are doing Punya. No? As Ravana is doing Papa, there are also people who are doing Punya also. So many Punya we are doing in place of some people do free hospital treatment they are doing. Some are giving free education. Some are actually giving free food. So free accommodation, free shelter. Like that, many people are doing running orphanages. Orphanages for children, orphanages for elderly people. They don't charge money also. So these are our activities when we are doing. It is good actually, but it will give you punya. Punya, but it will not take you to Krishna. It will give punya. So when this punya is accumulated, when we leave this world, what happens? We are promoted to the higher planetary system, Swargaloga. Om Bhur Bhuvasva, Swarga. Swargaloga is actually where the people get higher grade of happiness. And there is no kind of suffering there, but you keep on just enjoying. But when our quota of the pious activities, the punya, every time we enjoy, this punya gets reduced. And when the punya gets zero, what happens? The soul is dropped back to the material world, karma bhumi, to continue its further journey. So when the results of the pious activities are exhausted, those who have enjoyed in the heavenly planets fall again to earth. They have to come to earth only. So those who are going to hell also for suffering for their sinful activities, they also will come back to the earth. So this difference is there. A very important difference between other religions and our religious scripture is, whenever people think that in other religions there is one judgment day and God comes and gives, okay, you go to hell. From which period they are saying eternally casted to hell. For what? For one lifetime you did not pray to God, you are put into hell for eternity. And another person, you followed, you go to heaven for eternity. So the question comes is, how can we say the Lord is very merciful? He's telling, we say Karuna, we say his mercy having no bounds. But now we are seeing, it is saying that somebody for one lifetime they did not follow God because of their bad association. For one lifetime, how they can be cast into eternal hell? Then how we can say God is merciful? But our Sanatana Dharma does not give that. As much as you do Papa, that much time you will be in the hell. We already discussed the 5th Canto already, what kind of hells are there. But once the punishment is completed, they will come back to earth again. They will take birth again in the earth to continue their journey. Same way, heaven also, both are temporary. It is like a transit place. They go there and they come back. And here also they go back and they come back. Heavenly planets fall again to earth. The fruitive activities of this material world are such that whether one acts piously or impiously, one must remain in the material world. So one important point is, we may act piously also, we will be in the material world. If you act impiously also, we will be in the material world. After pious, you go to heaven and come back. After impious, you go to hell and come back to the earth, according to different conditions. For neither pious nor impious action can relieve one from Maya's clutches of repeated birth and death. So even if you do punya, you cannot be liberated from birth and death. If you explain this to common person who don't have scriptural knowledge, they may not even believe these statements. Because everybody in this world, they are thinking, if you do punya means you will go back to God. This is very good. But we have to be very clear. Even if you do punya, you cannot be removed from the repeated birth and death. Only when you are serving God. Very important point. Only when we are serving God, we can be released from the birth of death, cycle of birth and death. So papa or punya will not relieve us from the cycle of birth and death. Somehow or other, Ravana was raised to an exalted position as a king of great kingdom with all material affluences. So because of his some pious activities, he was raised to this material affluence. But because of his sinful act of kidnapping Mother Sita, all the results of his pious activities were destroyed. Because he did this great sinful activities, all his result of whatever he did pious things, because he was pious, he became a king of a very wealthy king, a very wealthy country. Swarna Lanka, they say Swarna Bhumi. Swarna Bhumi means it's a land of gold. But because he kidnapped the mother of goddess of fortune, all the results become zero, destroyed. So Prabhupada mentioned, so if one offends an exalted personality, especially the supreme personality of Godhead, what happens? One certainly becomes most abominable, bereft of results of pious activities. As a result of what will happen? One must fall down. One must fall down. Like Ravana and other demons. Okay, so this is a very important point to understand. We should never offend the Lord or Lord's devotees. Very important. It is therefore advised that one must transcend both pious and impious activities and remain in the pure state of freedom from all designations. Sarvapari nirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti uttamam. So using the senses, we should serve the Supreme Lord. When one is fixed in the devotional service, from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion. When one is fixed in devotional service, he is above the material platform. On the material platform, there are higher and lower positions. But when one is above the, When one is above the material platform, he is actually, when he is above the material platform, he is transcending. So this is mentioned here. He is always fixed in the spiritual position. Bhagavad Gita 14.26. Sa gunan samitityan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Ravana are like those who have been very powerful and uploaded this material world, but their position is not secured because they are bound by the results of the karma. Famous karma deviritrena jantur deha upapate striyo pavishwadam. So very important. How do you understand this karma? Every minute there are children born around the world. Every moment, every second. Some children are born to wealthy family. Some children are born in the wealthy country. Some children are born in the poor country. Now also people are, if you see now the statistics, 10, 20 now, somewhere children are being born. In, the wealthy countries also children are born. Poor countries also children are born. Imagine the child born in a poor country. It has to suffer throughout his life. Why? Because it is the result of the karma. We should not forget that we are completely dependent on the laws of nature. And even when we are born in a rich country, what happens? Again, you can do papa by association. So because of my past pious activities, I am born in a very rich country. Okay. But because of bad association, rich countries, they are all like they are having drugs. And because of bad association, again you are doing sinful activities. Again you will fall down to a impious life. Next life you will be born in a poor country again. So this is like a chakra, cycle. Some life you will be very healthy. Some life you will be very wealthy. Some life you will be very poor. Like that. That is happening because of karmana deva nitrena. So Prabhupada mentions here, we should not forget that we are completely dependent on the laws of the nature. So, Prakriti Kriya Guna Karmani Sarvasha Ahankara Vimudatma Kartaham iti manyate. The bewildered spirit soul, the soul which is bewildered in the material world, under the influence of three modes of material nature, Sattva Guna, Rajoguna, Tamaguna, thinks himself as the doer of activities, but they are actually carried out by nature. Very important. One should not be proud of one's exalted position and act like Ravana, thinking oneself independent of material nature's law. So very important. If we are materially in a very high position, we should not think or act like Ravana, because we are under the control of the laws of nature. That's why Prabhupada mentions this sloka 3.27. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. We are always controlled by material nature. Because we are having some power or position, we should not think that I am the supreme. Hare Krishna. So, any questions or any comments? If not, we can go 24, 25. There is no purport. We can go up to 26 and we will wind up today.
Yes. Okay. So we'll go to verse number 24. 25.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Madam.
Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th Canto, chapter 10, sloka number 24. Tato nishkarmya lankaya yatu dhanyah sahasrasaha mandodharya samam tatra praruddhantya upadravan tato nishkarmya lankaya yatu dhanyah sahasrasaha mandodharya samam tatra parudhyanya upadravan. Translation. Thereafter, all the women whose husband had fallen in the battle, headed by Mandodari, the wife of Ravana, came out of Lanka continuously crying. They approached the dead bodies of Ravana and the other Rakshasas. Translation once again. Thereafter, all the women whose husband had fallen in the battle, headed by Mandodari, the wife of Ravana, came out of Lanka continuously crying. They approached the dead bodies of Ravana and other Rakshasas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So 24 and 25 is actually lamentation of Ravana's wife. Rakshasa's wife, Ravana's wife. So even though he was very sinful, for every wife, their husband is important, right? So now they are all crying because they are separated from their husband, their husband. So this 24 and 25 is expressing the lamentation and grief of the wives of Ravana. Hare Krishna.
I will read 25.
Yes, Paraji.
Swan bandhuvun pariswasya lakshmane dhir arditan viruddhu suswaram dina pranandhya atmanam atmanaham swan bandhun pariswasya lakshmane dhir arditan viruddhu suswaram dina Grantya Atmanam Atmanaham. Translation Prabhupada ki jai. Striking their breasts in affliction because their husbands had been killed by the arrows of Lakshmana, the woman embraced their respective husbands and cried piteously in voices appealing to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Paraji.
We can go to 26 verse.
Okay.
Krishna Prabhuji, 9.10.26. Ha hata samavayam nada loga ravana kam yayat charanam lenga tvatvihina paradidha. Translation purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhat ki jai. O my Lord, O Master, you epitomized trouble for others, and therefore you are called Ravana. But now that you have been defeated, we also are defeated. For without you, the state of Lenga has been conquered by enemy. To whom will it go for shelter? Two times I have to read translation, Guruji. Small translation.
Read, Mataji. So, no problem.
O my Lord, O Master, O epitomized trouble for others, and therefore you were called Ravana. But now that you have been defeated, we also are defeated. For without you, the state of Lenga has been conquered by the enemy. To whom will it go for shelter? Patpat. Ravana's wife Mandodari and the other wives knew very well how cruel a person Ravana was. The very word Ravana means one who caused crying for others. Ravana continuously caused trouble for others. But when his sinful activities culminated in giving trouble to Sita Devi, he was killed by Lord Ramacandra. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guru.
Hare Krishna. This verse number 26 to 28 actually is Mandodari's lamentation. Wife of Ravana, she is lamenting. How she is lamenting? You can see she is actually telling, oh my Lord, oh Master, you epitomized trouble for others. She already is telling, you are always giving trouble for others. So that's why you are called as Ravana. The name Ravana called because he was giving all trouble for others. But now you have been, see, however, she is his wife. So she's telling, now you have been defeated. So we are also defeated because we are with you. For you, without the state of Lanka has been conquered by the enemy. And to whom will it go for shelter? Now this Lanka will be under whose shelter it will go? She is asking a question. So it will continue. This lamentation will continue for 2 more verses, but that we can see coming days. So purport, Ravana's wife Mandodari and the other wives, because Ravana had many wives, but the prime important wife is Mandodari. So, and other wives knew very well how cruel a person Ravana was. So they already know they are his wife, so they know what is his mentality. The very word Ravana means one who causes crying for others. This is a word meaning of Ravana means one who causes crying for others. In material world also we can see some people, they are very happy just to make trouble. They are called as, what is that, sadist or sadist, right?
Yeah,
Sadist.
troublemakers.
Sadist, they say, modern psychology. This sadist means that they will make others cry and they will be happy. So that word Ravana means one who causes crying for others. So Ravana continuously caused trouble for others. But when his sinful activities culminated in giving trouble to Sita Devi, he was killed by Lord Ramacandra. One important point you have to understand here, when we are doing some sinful activities, it will actually start accumulating. Immediately when we do sin, immediately reaction will not come. See, Ravana also kidnapped, nothing happened, So he did, before the kidnapping Mother Sita also, he did a lot of sinful activities. But there was no reaction. When the reaction will come, when, see, the sinful activities will keep on accumulating. And one point when it is beyond that, like Shishupal also keep on offending Krishna, right? First offense, second offense, third offense. When the 100th time he offended, then the Lord releases Sudarshan Chakra. Similarly, we can see sinful activities also. As we do today sinful activities, we don't get the result immediately. Sometimes we see the politician also, they are doing sometimes sinful activities, they are doing corruption. We know that they are doing corruption, but their life is very good. Everything is going very good for them. Then sometimes we may think, oh, this man is doing so much sinful, but his life is good because his sinful activities are getting accumulated. But one point will come beyond this, immediately that time reaction will come. Same time here also you can see that example Prabhupada mentions here. His sinful activities culminated means get gathered and finally he'll yield the result after some time. In giving trouble to Sita Devi, finally he was killed. So he was doing so much sinful activities, but when he touched Mother Sita, that was the threshold limit. That was the final. Immediately he got the result of whatever sinful activities he committed by killing by Lord Ramacandra. So he was killed by Lord Ramacandra. So this is there, and further actually the lamentation will continue, that even his own wife will tell, you did wrong because you had lust for others' wives. Like Chanakya Pandit says that one person should be satisfied with 3 things in his life. In the Niti Shastra, he says that one should be satisfied with one's own spouse. That is first thing. That is the first thing. And he should be also satisfied with whatever he is earning. Like whatever money is coming, whatever wealth is coming, he should be satisfied with the one's own money, whatever he is earning. And he should be satisfied with what food he is getting. You should not tell, oh, this food is not good, that food. Whatever food comes to us, we should be satisfied with that food. And one should be satisfied with one's own spouse, and one should be satisfied with one's own wealth. Whatever wealth we are getting according to our karma, we should not be, oh, he is very wealthy, I am not having that much money. So this is said in Niti Shastra. And also Chanakya Pandit says one should not be satisfied with three things in life. What is that? One should not be satisfied with the charity. Whatever charity we give, we should not feel, oh, enough is enough, I will not give more charity. You should give to like charity. And one should not be satisfied with the japa. Like I did only 10 rounds, 14 rounds, so enough. No, Prabhupada also says minimum 16 rounds. But the more you do is good, better for you. The more you do, it more is better for you. We should not be satisfied with these three things. One is japa, and second is actually charity. One more thing is knowledge. We should acquire more knowledge. We should not be satisfied, okay, this much I know, it is enough for me. That's why we should read like more scriptures. We should try to understand more. So Chanakya Pandit says, on three things we should be satisfied is one's own spouse, the wealth acquired by our karma, and the third is actually, what is the third one? Wealth, food, anna. Three things we should be satisfied, and the three things we should not be satisfied is what are the three things we should not be satisfied?
Jaba.
Charity, japa, and
Charity and
knowledge.
knowledge.
Three things we should never be satisfied. Means we should do more and more. This is Chanakya Pandit's advice. So here also we can see how Ravana's life was destroyed because he was not satisfied with his wives. He went and went for others' wives. And because of that, he got. If he has not gone, he might have not been killed. He might have had a normal kind of life. His pious life might have been continued. So this is the thing. So very important instructions. That's why in one of the 4 regulative principles, in Krishna consciousness, we have no illicit sex, no sex outside marriage, because it is sinful and it can destroy our life. And even in materialist people, forget about devotees, even materialist people, one who was going behind others' wives, their life getting destroyed. One example is there in Tamil Nadu. Also, there is one person, maybe you all know, Sarvana Bhavan. You know Sarvana Bhavan? Here also it is there, this restaurant.
Yes,
Yeah. Here also there. Very famous.
Yes.
More than 60-70 countries it is there. In America, Australia. So this person, he came from a real life story. This person came from a very poor family, and he came to Chennai for business. Chennai is hub, like people go to Mumbai. Chennai is also like that place, where people come to, make their living. So he came, he opened a small bakala, and he want to, progress in life. And from the bakala, he just opened a small restaurant named as Saravana Bhavan. He's an ardent devotee of Lord Muruga. That's why Saravana means it's actually referring to Lord Skanda. Very devoted to Lord Muruga. So he had one wife. Then after that, he started his restaurant, slowly started developing, because he was giving very quality food. When he given quality food, people started coming in, rushing for that restaurant. So then he opened second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one, 7, 8, 9, 10 in Chennai itself. That time it's called Madras. And he started expanding. Then he went to other states. Then he went to other countries, Singapore, Malaysia. Now Saravana Bhavan is throughout the world. Everywhere it is there. In France, Germany, Europe, America, everywhere. So then he made second marriage. Then third, there was one more third. He wanted. The astrologer told him, if you marry third wife, you will still flourish more. So then there is one girl, his own manager in one of the restaurant branch, his daughter. So he proposed this. She was so powerful, very rich, like so much wealthy, because he had running hundreds of restaurants all around the world. You can imagine his position, power and money, both he had. Too much power also. And what happened? He went to the manager and approached her. He told, I want to marry your daughter, because she was very beautiful. But then he proposed the daughter also. And his age was 50 that time. And 50, he proposed to that girl. She was very beautiful and she was already, loving somebody. She told, no, I will not marry you. So he went to the extent that he killed the person whom she loved. Then finally, he tried giving money, and he was in bail, and he was not. Finally, Supreme Court ordered to put him in jail. But he was very pious person. Pious means he was like very religious, and because of this one quality, he was put. They told you have to go to jail, no more, bail or something. He was always outside. And when he put in jail, he was not able to tolerate that shame and guilt and everything. Within 3 days, he died in the jail. He got heart attack within 3 days. So, but he was a kind of person. He was very devoted, and but this one quality destroyed his name, fame, and his own life. This is a real recent example. Just happened 10 years before. That's why scriptures are giving this warning that we should be, living what kind of life, and
Yes.
Chanakya Pandit also says, you should see others' wife as one's own mother. Matra. Prabhupada will mention that in the coming next translation or purport under Prabhupada will mention Chanakya Pandit that others' property as garbage in the street, others' wife as one's own mother. Matra Pradesh. So that will come. So this is a real example which happened recently, in Tamil Nadu. Still, the restaurant is being run by his children and all. But he was from Graph. He came from very down, rags to riches. But he could have lived very nicely with all the wealth and everything. Because of that one thing, his life got destroyed. So there is the understanding from the scripture and also as well as the real life situation, how it is very important to follow all these regulatory principles properly. As long as we follow the regulatory principles, we are protected. We are protected from all the evils in the society. And by chanting, we will get closer to Krishna. So these two things both should be followed parallelly. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Guruji.
Krishna, Prabhuji, I am having one question to you.
Yes,
That
Mataji.
today I came to the hospital for my blood checkup, and
Okay.
before food and after food I have to take. But after food, I told doctor that I am fasting today because of Ekadashi. Then he told, no, you have to take food and then you come and take your blood check.
Yeah, we can
Prabhuji,
do,
can I
Mataji.
do this fasting tomorrow?
Yeah. Because sometimes, Mataji, one Prabhupada mentioned like sometimes devotees by mistakenly taken food. Then Prabhupada saying one thing that if you, but without knowing if you do or take, then next day you can fast. Or second option also, like there is some food, Sayakadesi food and all there, this sama rice, this thing we can fruits, sama rice
milk
also
products.
there, millets are
Yes.
there. With that millets we can also people are making. Even they make curd rice.
Millet already I prepared and kept at home, but now I am in the hospital. So can I fast
You can
tomorrow?
take something vegetable food like fruits, milk products, something without
juice.
onion, garlic, and
Juice.
and grains. Without grains,
Yes,
onion, garlic. Best is roots, milk products, salads, like
okay,
that.
Anything.
Prabhuji.
Juice also available, Mataji. Normally everywhere you will
Juice.
get juice.
Yes, juice.
Juice you can
Mataji,
take. Yeah.
Mataji, you
Okay.
consume such that you get calories like normally you have rice or chapati, no?
No, on Ekadashi day I won't
No.
take anything.
And only normal days.
Yes,
You have rice or chapati, no? So you to compensate for that, because doctor want to know your normal day blood level. So you like
yes.
with some juice with sugar or something which is wholesome food you take, so that you know the real level.
Okay, Prabhuji.
If you eat very less, then what happen? Naturally, carbohydrate will be. You are checking what sugar, Mataji?
Yes,
Checking
I
for
want to check because I
sugar,
was on the
PP
border
sugar.
After
side.
food,
Yes.
after food issue and check.
Postprandial, PP sugar, postprandial.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So whatever suitable for Ekadashi, you consume, Mataji, because it's a medical test, no? Otherwise, you have to do it some other day.
He told me to take idli.
Correct. Okay, but don't take idli, but which can give carbohydrates like idli. Like Prabhuji told, juice will be having
They
sugar.
are having
The added,
only uppit, and in their canteen they are having only uppit and idli.
what is
That's why I asked
another item?
the question.
Another item? First item?
Uppit. Upma,
Upma.
upma.
Prabhu,
Upma, grain. This both you can take. Mataji, just nearby you will have juice or fruits. Milk
Yes,
will be there.
just check.
the shops are
Just
there.
check actually. Just check if it is available, you take. Otherwise, okay, one day you take and tomorrow you can fast.
Yes,
Yes,
What is,
tomorrow
but
yes.
there
I'm
is no
going
other
to
solution,
fast,
no?
Prabhuji.
Check
Because
if there is
after
nearby.
joining to Krishna,
Yeah.
so far after joining to Krishna consciousness, I
Yes,
have
yes.
not left one Egadishi also. But now I feel very bad, Prabhuji.
No,
That's why
Mataji, you have
Prabhuji
two
is telling
options.
you can make
Two,
like take
two
like
options.
juice or something.
Yes,
Don't tell to
yes.
doctor. Just take juice and you can go. Why you are telling him? Tell him I have already
You
taken.
don't tell him. Don't tell doctor, because this sugar, 1 or 2 spoons of sugar will compensate for the carbohydrates.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, Prabhuji.
So your Ekadashi is also kept intact, and your test is also done.
Okay, Prabhuji, I'll do that. I'll have some fruits.
Everywhere
Fruits or
fruits will be available
juice,
everywhere.
fruits, juice.
Milk is